The love of my Father. The love of my Father. The truth is, just the truth. So, however you feel is how you're just going to feel. And what it is just what it is. That's it. It's not going to stop or change the truth. So, let's acknowledge it. And here's another topic: the love of my Father versus the love of man. They can hate you today and then love you tomorrow. Let that soak in. And then they like you for what you do for them. They don't like you for you. So once you stop doing what you're doing for them, they won't like you anymore. Let that soak in. The people in your lives currently, if you would stop doing the things you do for these people, would they stay? The ones that stay are your people. The ones that leave were not of you. We're not your people. That's just the truth. Some Someone out there knows that, but they don't care because they'd rather that than be alone. Let that soak in. They'd rather be used than be alone. Like, I know she only wants me for my money. Like, I only know she wants me for what's in my pants. This is who's winning. This sort of individuals, these are who are winning. Can you believe that? Someone has to expose them. Someone has to expose all of this. Would you think it was going to be somebody with a red cape? Were you waiting for Doctor Strange? Like, I'm confused. Somebody had to do it. Would you expect a Marvel's actor to expose this? You say, where are the superheroes? Because we dang sure see the villains. They're they're in plain sight. They're not hiding. Who's the one in who's the one in hiding? Like, who's the one that seems to be hidden? There's your answer. But the villains are front row seat. The villains are on every platform, every show. They making moves. They've been working. They in every household. They made themselves known and they're seen. They want to be seen. Anybody gonna notice them? Anybody gonna point them out? Anybody gonna say something? No? Who y'all waiting for? Who are you waiting for? Who are you waiting for? Jesus? Jesus? You waiting for Jesus? By the time he come back, it's gonna be a little too late. And we ain't talking JoJo. No, for real, we ain't talking JoJo. You know, when somebody comes back, they expecting for things to have changed. Like, what have you done while I was gone? Huh? Madam, what have you done? What has transpired? Let me know. Tell me. Give me a rundown. What I miss? You gonna play clueless? And we ain't talking Stacey Dash, so are you going to play clueless? That's exactly why he wouldn't be coming to you. Okay? He's gonna be like, who among you is the leader? Because somebody need to know something. Like, I didn't come back to just, what am I coming back to? Like, do I need to go back? Did y'all not learn nothing? Did nothing happen? Hasn't it been over 1,000, 2,000 years? Y'all don't seem like y'all been waiting. Y'all don't seem like y'all been working. Y'all don't seem like y'all know nothing. Are y'all okay? Y'all still don't recognize them. Y'all still don't recognize me? Hello? Anybody? Do you know who I am? Who do they say that I am? Everybody quiet. I wouldn't be surprised if he left. He came only to turn back around. Yeah. The same cloud that brung him down, brung him back up. Yeah. He said, hold the rapture. Angels, don't even move. Don't even move from the four corners. Just stay there. He said, you know what? uh, this ain't even funny. It's the fact that, look, it's a mechanism. It's just, I can't believe it. I just couldn't believe it, you know? Just, dang. So that's telling me that he left to only be gone for how long again? That's the thing. You don't even know the day. You don't even know the hour. And to know, to try to do the math, to try to count the days, it's been over 2,000 years in human time, in the natural body time. It's been over 1,000 years, right? Like, my granny should be around 70. Hold up, 8. Woo, woo, woo. Yeah, she ain't even 100 yet. She's not even 100 yet. Okay, she ain't even 100 yet. She was born in 45. Okay, 1945. I was born in 1995. Okay, and it is 2026. Okay. Anyway, um, yeah, it's been over 2,000 years, possibly even more, because we all delirious, we all delusional. Who knows? They change in time. Time is stopping. Time is speeding up. Who knows? It's been some time. And according to who you ask, he overdue. He delayed. Some people might say he on time. Some people say he ain't coming back. Some people say he don't need to. We don't want him back. He can stay where he at. Depending on who he asks, they gonna be like, who is that? Depending on who he asks. Okay. It's been some time. So to know that he done just left, huh, that's crazy work. Cause he was sent. He didn't even know the day or the hour. But I'm sure he left on his account. That's deep. That's deep. He didn't have to wait for father to be like, yeah, just come back. Nah, he wasn't playing. He wasn't playing with you. Just like you don't got time for it, he he got all the time, but he even had no time for it. No, for real. Like depending on who you ask, these people don't even be knowing. They don't even know him. They don't even want him here. Right? The moment that they find something in the atmosphere, yeah. The moment that they look up and see something irregular, yeah. Something abnormal. Something different. Just something. Is it a plane? Is it a man in underwear? Listen. Is it a bird? Is it, listen, if it's something they ain't too sure about, like even if it's a plane that they don't have on record, like why is this plane in the sky? They're not registered to fly today. They got to make sure because there's planes incoming and outgoing, so they need to know what direction, where they're coming from, so there won't be any collisions or any situations going on, right? Of course, of course. But again, just something, right? Anything that they have no clue about, they didn't know. They need to know these things, right? They're in control. They have power over this world. Yeah, they're in control of this world. So they need to know these things. And so when they don't know, they're going to take it as a threat. So yeah, people are waiting for him to come back only to try to say that there's an enemy and coming in to our earth. There is a UFO coming into our earth atmosphere. Then they're gonna try to, get one of our fellow humans to fly close enough to it to analyze it. Understanding. But there are people that is waiting because they know that he's coming back. I'm sure they're like always on high regard. Of course they are. That's why they work so hard. Because it's all for the coming of Christ, right? Like that day was going to come. That's when their time is up. So to see things coming into our earth atmosphere, even though every eye will see Christ, it's still something in their soul that's just like, whoa, like, what is this? This is a threat. This is against us. It's always gonna be against us. It's gonna probably be against you regardless, whatever it is, because of who you are. Let's dive deeply into that. Why should you fear if you are who you're supposed to be? If you are who you are, right? You're not a bad mind person. You're not an evil worker, right? If you're not, then what is there to fear? Especially from anything coming in this world. I'm sure anything that comes into this world can notice if, they different, right? We don't know. But there's somewhat different in some way where I'm sure they can tell, or they know already who they're coming for or what they're coming for. They already know, right? They come into this world for a reason. There's a reason why they're here. And if they're gonna mess with anyone, they're gonna mess with the evil bad mind. The evil bad mind. That's what I believe. I don't have fear. Yeah, there's so many movies that show alien invasions and them just kind of destroying Earth and wanting to take over, so it doesn't matter who they come in path with. But really, like, listen, yeah, it can go that way. Who knows? But in my soul, I don't fear, and so that helps me to think of other scenarios, positive ones. Why would they come for me? Like, to destroy me? Why would they come for the innocent? Why would they come for the children? When there's evil bad minds here, go for them. If you're gonna go for them. That makes sense. Shoot, they the ones that got fear. I don't have fear, so it doesn't seem like they will come to me. What is there for them to come? They can't get nothing from me. When you have fear, you're in bondage. When you have fear, you have something to worry about. That's why it's still there. Species species can sniff fear out. They can smell it. So yeah, you want to call these UFOs, aliens, all these things with different sort of ways. Okay, well, I'm sure they can sniff out fear. And so think about that. They're coming for who's in bondage. That could be a possibility. Not saying that they're going to destroy you, but if they are among us, okay, and they don't know just yet what they're going to do, but they just know that they're here and they want you to know. And then so they round up all the people and they start analyzing everyone, and they start to realize that only a few people have no fear. They can't sense it from these individuals, but everyone else does. So you know what they're going to do? They're going to round up those few. And no, they're not going to hurt us. They're not that foolish. I'm sure they have enough sense to be like, I'm sure if they have no fear, they're good. Hello? Whoever said if you have fear, that's a good thing? I'm sure they know if you don't have fear, something must be special about you. Because fear is a form of bondage, okay? That means that you're still in bondage. You're not free, right? And we're trying to be free from this world, let alone the sneers and the addictions, let alone fear. There's so many bondages. And just that one, like, oh, they don't have this bondage. They're free. So we're going to let them go free. Okay? A fool would know that. That's one scenario. Because it's true. If they came down here and they were able to sense fear, just like other species, well, they're going to question it. They're going to talk amongst themselves and try to understand, why just these individuals. And even still, it really is not about why. It's just, okay, we want them. They can come with us. Because you have to understand, these foreign entities don't see the way you do, don't, necessarily are the way you are. They're different, right? They're coming from a different world. Who knows what they're equipped with, and like, let alone their technology, their brilliance. Like the way that we can sense things through our eyes and, ears and things like that, they can probably sense things through just like being near someone, like teleconnect, yeah, all that crap. All that, yeah. Like they can mind read and stuff. Like, you never know. They communicate differently. You won't even know. You won't even know. They could probably see through our body. Other creatures in this world has different vision. So, I mean, my goodness. Yeah, they will be able to know certain things. That's within a person. That's within them. Because we can't see those things. To them, we're like mediocre. And to us, they're like advanced. Because we can only see the surface, and they're over here looking within us. Just like they show it in like Predator and stuff like that, where they can see the radiation, the infrareds, and like the heat signatures of our bodies. Like, oh, this person is very nervous, and then this person's not. They can instantly tell if someone's sick. This person is sick. This person is dying. They can see it. They can literally see it from within us. We have to see it from the surface. Like, if someone can actually show symptoms. But, our medication nowadays prohibits that now. You can't see if a person's sick anymore. Isn't that deceiving? I even watched this documentary one time about a person that had a sickness, a disease, AIDS, and their face was sunken in. I think they called it AIDS face or something. Like you could see it in a person, pretty much. And this person ended up getting a filler to like make their face fuller. So now you wouldn't see it. Just to give you an example of how deceiving it can be. You can no longer see. Literally. You can no longer see. You can no longer see. You can no longer see. And once you can't see, you no longer know physically. That's scary, right? But this is not something that people want to talk about, of course. No. They don't want to talk about this. You know? They don't want to talk about this. Because it's scary, right? Remember those shows being scared straight? Yeah. It's good for you. Keeps you awake and reminded. Keeps you like straight. I mean, this is all around us though. That's what's real about it. Maybe people know people personally, or if you work in healthcare, it's in your face. You see it all day long. You're confronted with it. Or it could be you, right? But you can't run from this truth. You can't run from what's out here. You can't run from it. And that's why I'm making and shedding light on it, because there is this technology. People could say, oh, it's, a blessing, whatever. We're not talking about that. We're talking about how you no longer can see if a person is sick. If a person is sick, that's a whole nother topic, truthfully. And it really does need to be talked about. But I will just kind of keep it short and just say people need to talk more about it. People need to talk more about this. So that we can slow the pace of whatever is going out, whatever is out here from spreading. But that's not going to happen, right? Because this is Sodom and Gomorrah. I mean, you can choose not to partake, right? Like me, I don't want no parts in that. I don't want nothing to happen to me. right? I want to live my life free. I don't want to take medication for life. I don't want to have insurance like where I have to work full time. I want to make my schedule. I want to be able to do what I want when I want. Like I don't want to worry. I don't want to worry and trust in Big Pharma. I don't want to praise Big Pharma and be like, oh my God, Big Pharma saved my life because if I didn't have this medication, I'd be dead. That's just the truth. That is just the raw truth, my God. Yeah. And like I said, there's nothing wrong with it because yeah, it is saving people's lives. Right? It's a choice to take Big Pharma. But just be aware of the side effects, right? Right? I take Big Pharma when I have cramps every month, right? When a woman has her menstrual cycle, it may come with cramps, excruciating pain, pain that the body can hardly bear. Because for me, if there's nothing soothing my pain, I will become nauseated. And yes, my stomach will start, ugh, it's too much pain. So yeah, I do take Big Pharma. I do take Big Pharma. I do use Big Pharma. But I don't abuse it. I don't want to abuse it, right? Because again, it's a choice. Do what you want to do, but I still will tell the truth about it and all around it. That there are side effects and consequences, right? It's still poison to the body. You know, like the way it coats the stomach or like it soothes the pain. It doesn't make the pain like, it's not taking away the problem. It's just numbing it. Do you understand? And that is why I'm sure for most of us, we want to move from the pharmaceutical ways and go back into natural remedies. But that's the problem. We have to find what works, right? And I'm sure just taking and using nature will find it. But that's the other issue. Where is nature? Where is the natural remedies? I've spoken about this. That was their whole master plan. Taking away our natural remedies to only replace it with their man-made creations that of course has side effects, consequences, more destruction to the body because it's not natural. So my point in all points is now, again, if I don't have to take it, if I don't have to use Big Pharma, I won't. And I have to speak for me. So this is just me and my rights and my body and my mind and my opinion for my body and my mind. Because I understand that people are going through things, whereas for me, God forbid, like I don't get headaches, right? I don't get headaches or anything like that. I don't have pain in my body other than my cramps. But if I was to have a headache, right, once in a blue moon, if I was hungry or something, I'm not going to take no medicine for that. It's just a headache. Like I get it migraines and just a headache is different. So I'm saying a headache. A stomach ache, which is rare. But if I get a stomach ache, I'm not going to take anything for it. I'm going to lay down though. I'm going to moan. I'm going to say, Father, I'm going to rub my tummy, right? In circles. That helps it, right? It kind of like soothes it until you stop rubbing it, and then it comes back. And he's like, ooh, you know. I wouldn't wish that on nobody. Woo. So again, I'm speaking from a place where I am, and I'm also just speaking out about Big Pharma. Like I said, do what you want to do. You can do what you want to do. How I feel about it shouldn't change, or how I feel about it, you shouldn't feel nothing. You shouldn't feel threatened by what I'm saying, because this is how I feel about it. This is how I view Big Pharma, because I can. And just like you could go on your platform and you could voice how you feel about Big Pharma, and you could praise it, you could do that. No one should feel threatened by it. You have a right. Big Pharma can save lives, and Big Pharma can end lives. I just say be cautious, right? We all need to be cautious, because again, it tells you to be cautious. It is not a natural thing. Know what you're dealing with. That's all I'm saying. That I wouldn't want to abuse. I wouldn't want to overuse. I wouldn't want to use Big Pharma if I don't have to. Right? That's why you want to do all that you can do while you're in your prime, right? Like, make sure you're taking care of yourself, because that's natural. You could save a lot of time and energy and money. Now, if you're literally needing Big Pharma, right? Something tragic happens, then yeah, take me to the hospital. Yeah, save me, help me. Right? You got surgeons. Do what you gotta do. But that's only for extreme times. Any other time, right? There should not be any use of those things. And we know there is abuse with those things. So what am I really saying that you should feel some type of way? Nothing. So anyway, again, these things need to be spoken about, because I know how people feel. I know how people think, and I know what they say. So let's nip this in the bud. Because just like Jesus, I ain't got time. And I really have all the time, but I really don't have time for you. Now, this is my book. You know, this is like my philosophy. You can close my book. You don't have to read my book. You don't have to read it. And it's not even for sale. So you didn't even have to pay for this book. Go write your book. Go write your book and praise who you want to praise. Right? Live your life and be who you want to be. And shoot, if you want to do what you want to do. Be. Praise. Live, laugh, love. Like, do you. But over here, this is me. This is I. Like, did you forget where you were at? Did you forget who book you were reading? Did you forget whose philosophy you're listening to? So, yeah, that's the thing. It's just like, you know, the pros and cons, where the fact that you no longer can see a person's sickness on their face or their body. And, you know, depending on the person, They won't. They don't have to tell. Well, depending on the law, the state, they don't have to tell you. They don't have to tell you. And I'm talking about the big stuff, right? No one has to tell you that they have uh they're dealing with a flu cancer or something like that. But shoot, people should still tell if they got the flu, right? Just like when you take your kids to school, you're expecting the parents to let everyone know that, okay, little Carl had flu last week and I'm taking him out today. But I just wanted to be aware. I just wanted to make it aware. And the reason why they knew that he had the flu last week is because we took him to the pediatrician, and that's what he has, right? But we're just finding that out today. So yes, anything contagious, that's the big things. Anything that is, everyone has a right to know that. Well, they should. Let me say that. They should have the right to know, because it's their life on the line. Like, they could possibly die because something is spreading, something that's easily able to spread and cause harm to a person and even be fatal. Understand? Okay. So you better hope you have a strong immune system. That's the only thing that's saving you. So that's why, again, everyone should have the right, because some people have weak immune systems. So you got the children, and then you got the old folks, and then you got us in between. But even still, it shouldn't matter, right? It's just everyone should have the right to know. But here's the law, right? The law is, in certain states or whatever, who knows, you don't have to disclose anything. Anything. And when you hear that, it makes you feel like, okay, well, literally they have given the responsibility to the person, right? Like, it's gonna fall on you, where you could have told someone, but since they said you didn't have to, you still took it upon yourself to just not, when you just could have. So it really is just all on you. And so that kind of shows your character, because even if you don't have to, wouldn't you want to? Like, shouldn't you feel you need to? But that kind of goes into other things, because if you're with people, or you're dealing with someone, that should tell you, okay, like, meaning if you're dealing with someone, you would want to be dealing with someone that you care for. I feel that if you care for that person, you would. But since some people out here are just dealing with anyone, everyone, being, having been vendettas against people, they're not going to tell you, even if they're supposed to, or even if they don't have to. Why? Because they don't care for you. They don't even know you, right? We're sleeping with people on first, like, we're sleeping with people, what is it called? One night stands. We're sleeping with people, like, the moment we meet them. By the end of the night, we sleeping with people that we don't even know their first name. We don't even know their last name. We sleeping with people we don't even know where they live, where they come from. We don't know if they even wash their feet with soap. We don't even know if when he just came from the bathroom, did he wash his hands after he about to touch me? You don't even know. You don't know if this person is sleeping in the basement of their mother's house. You don't even know. You don't even know if this person is homeless, but he got a free meal and a free bed tonight. You know, they called it hobos or something like that. Woo! 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 Now listen, if the table was turned, could I sleep? Can I come over, brother? If the tables were turned, I need a place to stay, brother. Can I come? Shoot. Us women, we need to, we need to tighten up. These hobos is, you got these hobos spoiled out here when they would never do the same for us. Like to them, that's crazy work. That's crazy work. And then we're the same women that's like, men don't know nothing. Men is from Jupiter. Like they're the ones not inviting you in. They're the ones not having that. They're not playing those games. They're not inviting strangers in. They're not even inviting their mama in. Yeah. We need to do better. And that's all because like I've spoken in my last life. I mean, you know, us being women, we nurturers, we're caretakers, but that's overdoing it. You see, that's when that sort of strength will be our weakness, will be, you know, the downfall of us because it's like, yeah, we're never gonna change, but we need to be wise about it. We shouldn't be still allowing strangers in our house. You understand? You know, you call them hobos, but you shouldn't be allowing these men to come in for free, let alone just in. Whoa, for free? Meaning, like, why am I letting you in? Like, I don't know you. What was the purpose? I'm confused. What was the purpose, ladies? Yeah, I'm sure you don't want to say it. So anyway, yeah, so it's just crazy works being done. Abominable works. I wish there were good works going on, and you know that's sort of the work I'm doing. You know that's good work. That's you can find joy in that and positivity, right? Right here with me. You're here in it. So this is good energy. This is good mind. Good gal mind. So yeah, but all the other stuff, unruly, real unruly, and yeah, I just wanted to touch up on that really quick because, like I said, that is a whole topic of its own. I mean, my goodness, and my goodness, you know, it doesn't take me to actually have a certificate of advocacy. Oof, oof, oof. That was a close one. And yeah, those sort of feels to feel obligated to talk about it. No, no, anyone, and everyone can. That's the rights we have, Susie. All of us can speak our mind and our opinions and freedom of speech. Thank you. Without being accused of hate crimes and discrimination. We did not discriminate against anybody, sir. We did not have say anything about no hatred. Like move away, back away, get behind me, Satan. Matter of fact, I don't want you behind me. Just get out. Like, why are you even here? Please, please, just leave. Like, don't come back. Stop coming back. Why you keep coming back? Like, you're a parasite. You're just looking for something. That's how you. That's what they mean when they say They be trying to keep their enemies close. Like your enemies are always close than what you think. Because it's just like, they just can never leave. Like, dang, do you want to eat off my table too? Don't eat off my table and then say my food not good. Like, what? I don't get it. Like, if my food not good, don't eat from my table. Like, get out, leave, don't come back. Why you keep trying to come? It don't make sense because they just a parasite. They can't help it. They like a moth to a flame. It's just second nature to them. It's almost like they in the presence of a god where they bow down automatically. They just can't help it. Cause I'm just like, yo, like you don't have to do that. You don't have to be here. You don't have to keep like listening if you know you got an issue, but they can't help it. So, you know, yeah, that topic, this sort of, like I said, it's not even far fetched, right? Like what I'm speaking about is like in our faces. So it really should be spoken about more so. And I'm really just touching the surface. Um yeah, it's deep though because you know, and humbly speaking and you know, it's just it's real. And I know how real it can be with someone that you know, works around it. Someone that, you know, I'm sure it's real if you're dealing with that, right? And there's a lot of people in the world that have diseases and sicknesses, right? Like when you see the statistics or the numbers or people getting infected every month or every year, it's like, this is just in a year. You know, like let's say in a year there was, I'm sure more, but like 15,000 cases, like in one state, not the country. Or let's say in one, yeah, let's just say state, because that's even scary if I was to kind of magnify that. Like, oh, it's in a few counties. But let's just say the whole state. Within 3 months, there was like 15,000 new cases of STDs, right? Do you know that was just in 3 months? Let that soak in. Pause. Because why is that? Because it's a contagious parasite. It's a contagious bacteria. It's a contagious pathogen. It's a contagious invader. It's a contagious killer. You know, like, do you get it? It's a super spreader. Like, it's one of those things. It spreads. It's not just, oh, well, you know, once you get it, and then it goes away. No. What the heck? And it is a death sentence because if Big Pharma stop, you know, if their system corrupted and fell, technology no longer stopped working because they couldn't plug things in, okay? Their fake electricity, because we got lightning in the sky, but if they're, yeah, we know this. If their laboratories shut down and they no longer could produce these synthetic, modified genetic steroids, you would die. If you are stranded on an island, someone said hypothetical. Yeah, but this could be reality too. So, yeah, hypothetically, Susie in the background talking about hypothetical? Yeah, but reality too. Can't you see this can happen? If you were stranded on an island, keyword stranded, that means you have nothing. You didn't even know that you were going to be on like this island. Stranded, lost, at sea, castaway. And we ain't talking Tom Hanks. But yeah, if you were stranded on an island, what would happen? You would die. Now, yes, people say it's no longer a death sentence. Why? Because of science. That's it. That's the only thing holding them up. Science. If the scientist does not create these clinical trials for these new drugs, scientists. But it is a death sentence if you no longer can pay for your medication, if it isn't free, if they don't have programs for you, or if the drug is no longer working in your system because now it's resistant, right? You take it long enough, just like any sort of thing. You take it long enough, you start building you start building like immunity to it. So that's why people can now say, oh, I used to drink 2 glasses and vegan, now I gotta drink 6 or 7 and 8, anything. Like, it's just like, whoa, that's not a turn on. That's a turn off. Like, yeah, I no longer get tipsy anymore. I don't get drunk. I'm like, what? Okay. I no longer get hangovers. That's not a good thing. Ugh. That means your liver's dead. Like, that means, like, you know what I mean? Like, is it working? Because you're supposed to feel sick. You're supposed to throw up. Throw up the poison. Throw it up. Carl, you need to throw up. Make yourself throw up. That's not normal. No, Carl. That ain't right. I'm worried. Carl over there just like, parading around like, yeah, I can down these easy. I said, oh, poor Carl. Bless his heart. No, for real, like, pray for his heart. So, yeah, like, crazy works. And it's just the truth. Like, no one wants to, shout outs to people that do talk about it. Because there's people that talk about it. But, man, for the rest of them that don't like to talk about these things, it's just, you have to, though. You don't have to, but you should. Like, I'm a person that talks about things, so it's going to be in one of my chapters. Hello. And I'm really sugarcoating it. I'm not even getting too deep into it. I'm just touching the surface, But like they say, the truth is harsh, right? Like, to face the truth, it's a harsh reality. Well, why do you think it is? Do you understand that every day we're at risk? Like, when I was in the world and I was meeting people on a dating app, do you know I was at risk? Do you know that? Because I'm meeting people that I don't even know. I'm meeting people for the wrong reasons. I'm meeting people that may have been on this app for 20, 30, 40 years. That pond is murky. Okay? And there's many on there, but understand we're all sleeping with each other then. Like, that's initially what it is. Like everyone has maybe the same date eventually. Like, oh, I knew him, or I knew her. Being at risk. And then statistically being in an area where, or a state where the cases of STDs are at its highest. Yeah. Like your chances of surviving this, coming out clean, is rare. Really rare if you're not sealing up your garden, right? Like there's women out here that are abstinent, been abstinent for who knows, like 10 plus years, right? There's men out here doing the same thing. But if you're not doing that, now you got physicians saying, oh, most people will have this, or most people will eventually get it. And it's just like, wow, they don't even have hope for us. They don't even have hope for us. But I get it, because statistically speaking, if you're out here carrying on the way that you are, and we're not even speaking of people that are having intercourse unprotected. There are people that will deliberately try to break the condom in session. There's people that will take off the condom and you might not even realize it. How vicious. Yeah. And you better hope, right? I better hope they clean. You better hope you didn't get what they got, right? Like to be covered, because that can happen to anybody, right? The condom slipped off or it went inside. This is big talk. This is grown up talk, right? So, and we know, right? There's people that's older than us that has been already through this. Are they telling us? Nope. Nope. Somebody got to. It shouldn't take for World AIDS Day or Prevention Day or Health Day or when you're actually at the hospital and sick or dead for things to come out. For things to be said, for things to be acknowledged. At the end of the day, you better hope you're covered, because just like you could be with someone that may have had something or you didn't know, like no one really knows, right? We've been with people, we don't know. You got people out here saying they're undetectable. So you might have been with someone that has it and was undetectable. But here's the thing. There's so many things, right? You just better hope you're covered, because our chances are slim, right? Because there's now diseases just to kiss someone, just to rub against them, let alone them go inside of you. And God forbid that person has something or all of the things, and you get tested and they say, well, you have been infected, like it has invaded, like meaning it shows that you have been infected. But there is a chance that your body fought those pathogens off, right? Like your body, your immune system, that immune system that works for you, not against you. Oh, you should love your body, treat our body better. Just hearing that inspires me to treat my body better, like, eat more healthy and things like that, because it's trying to, it's our protection. It is our protection. It is here to protect us. Like, my body loves me, right? And it's working for me. They're like, hold on, what is this? Get out. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're like, nah, we don't play that. You don't belong here, brother. Be gone. So my point is that there are some people that, you know, there's a chance that your body can fight it off, right? And so you build up a immunity of it. Like, okay, we see that you were infected once, but of course, you know, your body fought it off. So your chances of getting this again is, well, they'll say that you won't be able to get it again, right? Because you built up immunity. But let's just say your chances are very slim of getting it. But that's not everyone, right? That's not everyone. And that's why they always say if you have a weak immune system, you for sure, because no one should be just out here, but you for sure, your chances are very high of not just getting one thing, but getting all the things. So, I mean, everything is very self-explanatory, but hopefully take what you can take from this. I'm just saying that I want to live a life where I'm free as much as I can be, you know, until I'm actually free, you know, out of this body and back home with my father, those things. But while I'm in this world, how can I be free if I'm still a slave in a way, right? Like, how can I be free if I'm still in the system in a way, right? And people say, well, not play the game, right? So you don't play those games. You're not playing with this person. You taking yourself seriously. You being more intentional. Okay, what else? So that's what people, right? That's everyday people, okay? What else? Not letting people play with your time, right? Not letting people play in your face, walking away, deleting people, blocking, never going back, never making a U-turn. Shutting that door, boom, like that's it. Taking yourself seriously, growing, maturing. We talk about these things. What else? Well, keeping yourself as healthy as you can be. Of course, yes, we all are struggling. We all have issues, right? We all have our days. We all have our stages, our seasons, right? But for the most part, we have to keep ourselves healthy. Internally, especially. Because what we put in is what comes out, what shows on the surface. What goes in? What's going into my body? What am I allowing into my body? Am I allowing toxic contagion? Like, is this person infected? I don't know, right? I don't know, right? So it's like, you need to know. You need to be careful. I want to make my schedule. If I have to work for a living, if I have to work, even more so being an independent woman, I have no choice but to work. I have no choice but to work and pay all my bills and do all the things. Like, just me, because it's just me. If I have to work for a living, and there's things that I still have to get for myself, right? There's still things I have to pay for, meaning more bills to add on. So if I have to work for a living, the least I can do is try to make my schedule. My God. To not be able to control your life when work is life and someone is telling me how to live and when to live, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. Just like now, how I can't but speak about these things. You wouldn't hear the end of it. You wouldn't hear the end of it. I would freaking, what's the word? You just wouldn't hear the end of it. I would be like a chicken with its head cut off. Because I would have been like, this ain't life. This ain't life. This ain't life. Save me. Save me. Like, there's another way. There has to be another way. Like, I'm not a robot. I'm not a see, I'm already started now. I'm not a robot. Get up a certain time. Do the labor. Come home. Sleep. Eat. Hopefully you might have a friend you can hang out with. You might even have not even have that. But do that for like 1 hour because you don't have time. And then go to sleep. And then ding dong, ding dong, get up. Go to work. Hopefully you ain't late. You probably is. But hopefully you don't get fired. Just fear. It's just crippling. Serving undeserving people, being spit at, physically abused, mentally abused, being among people that hate you, jealous of you, want you gone, don't like you, trying to make your life harder, your work hard. Being around sickness and death, being around infections and diseases. This is any field. You just don't know it. Now, in healthcare, you get that one up. You'll know. Because that's your rights. But when you're working in any other field, you just don't know. But you among them, they coughing in your face, don't say nothing. Don't wear a mask. Don't do none of that. Didn't have to get vaccinated. But in healthcare, you had to. It was mandatory. So, any field, all the fields, all the careers, this is everywhere. These spirits are everywhere. They are weeds. They are weeds among the few roses, the few lilies, the few sunflowers in the field. This field is full of weeds, and no one has been plucking them up. They've been giving birth to baby weeds. Yeah. To understand why these few lilies, these few roses, these few sunflowers, we ain't giving birth. We giving birth to the exposure of it. Yeah, exposure. We giving birth to exposing their wicked deeds. That's what we producing. And they're over here giving birth to baby weeds. More darkness, more sin, just corruption. Pluck them up. Pluck them up. Fire in them. Because, my goodness. Right? And we in the fire. We in the fire. Yeah, so it's everywhere. It's everywhere. You better be that one person that's solid, because they don't like if you're too quiet. They don't like if you're too loud. You just want to be solid, because they don't really mess with you if you're solid, you just chill, you know what I'm saying? That's you. You could be haha, kiki, and but still do your thing and leave. That's it. You ain't over there trying to be somebody. You just, nah, I'm just me, and hi, how you doing, and I'm gonna do my work, and oh, you need this, okay, great, okay, we'll see you later. That's it. You better hope you that person. Ugh. And that's what I mean. If you think that you're gonna try to change careers and think that you're gonna run from the weeds, no, they're there. The only reason we changing careers is for our passion's sake. But we still aware that the weeds are there. Amen. Listen, we will never be free until we're all free. We will never be free until Jesus Christ come back. We will never be free until He come back and He free us from this. And the freeing of us is the destruction of them. So while we are still here, what can we do? Right? We still need to be aware. So yeah, I'm not changing careers because I feel that, oh, there's no weeds there. No, they're there. They're there, trust me. And they will soon know me when I step there. It's only for your passion's sake that you don't no longer want to work in these certain careers. Like, yeah, I can't do it. Because that's the thing. That's the thing that's like making all things worth it. It's like, if it really was up to me, I would just do me, mind my business, and stay in my own sanctuary. But since I have to work, then the least I could do, well, since I have to work with weeds, right, outside of me, the least I could do is pick my passion. My God, it's already going to be hard enough working outside of yourself with weeds. They're everywhere. This is their world. They're ruling. Their master is the ruler. They're comfortable. They're contagious. You can't run from them. Like, no, once you step out your sanctuary, they're saying, hello, Susie. Hello, Carl. They're just there with this plastered smile because they know that they got the time. Playing in your face like clowns. So again, that's why it's so important to do your passion, or at least start working toward it. At least that's how I think about it. That's my path when it comes to the physical world. That the career that I'm in right now is just the career that I've been in. Never was the end all be all. Hell no. Pause. Notes, nah. So, pause. Are you kidding me? It's just been convenient. Let's be honest. And so, yeah, no sir. Because if there's another way, I will swiftly fly the other way. I will swiftly fly. Yeah, hold the feet. I will swiftly fly. That's when you'll see wings sprout. That's when you'll see the wings fly. You never seen nobody fly before. until that time. Like, that's when you know it's the time. Like, you know what time it is. Like, it's time to go. It's time to fly. They won't even know it. That's how quick I'll be gone. Just poof. So yeah, like, moving into your passion, that's the time we're in. You know, you wipe your hands clean, like, I did my deeds. Peace. Peace I leave with you, because you're gonna need all of it. You're gonna need all the peace. I give it all to you. You know, like you don't even got to give it back to me. No, keep it. Keep it. Stay there. You ain't gotta move. Let's just leave it here and be done with it. And my wings sprouted. Peace. You know. So yeah. Yeah, crazy work's being done. Crazy work's being done. And the least you could do is, god dang, go where somewhat is your passion, because what's really your passion in this world when I'm already who I am and I'm already passionate and I'm already my passion. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, if that was always my, well, it hasn't always been, but in the last few years, that has what's been on my mind, in the back of my mind. Like, dang, I'm already who I want to be. Like, why do I have to go outside of myself? Why do I have to put in more? Well, I don't want to say put in more work, because I know everything takes work, but you get what I mean. Like, dang, I gotta go to their school, because I already know my father's coming back. You see what I mean? But it's just like, okay, father, like, what you want me to do, boo? Because I know I know you're coming back, but I'm not gonna be like a fool and just stop living. Like, meaning, if I know I don't want to stay in this career, then I have the choice and I have the control to do that. But I'm like, dang, like, do I got time for that? And so it's just like, clearly, at the end of the day, it's just like putting my pride aside, and it's like, just do all that you can do until he comes, right? So yeah, before I even had my mind on like him intimately, I was living my life, right? So it's just like, the only difference now is that I know he's here, he's in me, he's been teaching me, so it makes me feel that way, like, okay, he's coming. So, but I'm just like, to the point where, all right, let me put in some more work physically, if that's what I need to do for myself physically, until he comes. Which, again, it makes sense. It's not like I would have never wanted to. It was just more like, do I need to? And so, since I am still here physically and I have bills and this, all the physical systematic things, then yeah, like, I need to keep moving. And if I'm going to be in this world for another day, then that day could be working on my passion rather than staying in a career of yesterday that I know I was done with. And it ain't for me. Like, I'll leave it to the ones that want it. I've done my deeds. I've done my time. I'm an elder now. Literally, like, I'm an old head now. So it's like, yeah, I'm gonna leave it to the youngins. Like, they, up and be coming. They can have this. They can, learn now, because it's time for me to go. So yeah, a lot of crazy works happening out here. And don't let anyone scare you out of your passion. Well, the system, at least, because the system's not paying enough. Or the system says that, well, in order to go for this, you're going to be in school for 10 years. I mean, I guess that's just what it's going to take then, right? Because that was the situation that I was in. It's like, dang, like, 10 years. You're tripping, right? But at the end of the day, it comes down to, like, having hope and faith. It may not have to take 10 years. You understand what I'm saying? Because who's on your side? You got God on your side. Don't worry about the wage. If the wage is low right now, who's on your side? You're not in those fields yet. Wait until you get in those fields to see the change. You're the change. Right? So we got to keep that in mind. because it is discouraging, and that's what it was there for. That's why you see a lot of people getting boxed into this one career, like, oh, everyone has to do healthcare now, you know. And I know for a fact, like, anyone can do those things. Like, I can do that if I want to. I don't want to. I'm not trying to think about the money. I'm trying to think about my sanity too, though. And so them trying to box you in, it's just, for me, it's not very successful for me, because there's still a lot of conviction. I'm always still like going back and forth, like, dang, I don't want to go to school for this long and only for this amount of money. But then at the same time, it's like, but I would rather do that than be in a career that I hate and don't like and don't love and don't condone. Right? So I'm very deep. And so I think very deeply about these things, when some people would say you need to separate that, right? You need to separate your feelings and your money. And it's just like, I get that. That's real talk, right? But is it? When I'm a person all about passion, I'm a person that's all about, dreams come true. Like, meaning I understand what they're saying, and that's a good point to make, but why can't it be a world where your passion is enough and your dreams, and anything outside of that doesn't matter? Why do we have to separate my feelings, my passions, and then like where I make my money? Why can't it just be all one? Right? Like, that's the person that I am. So I know that if I gotten older in this world, I would regret it. I would regret knowing that this career is still here, right? Like how they say, oh, these careers won't be here in 20 years, whatever. What I'm saying is, I would regret it so much to know that I chose to stay in a career or in a certain field because of fear, even though I don't have fear. You see what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't make sense. God took that away from me for a reason. Out of anyone, I should be able to show people that, you can go for your dreams no matter how low or big they seem. Right? And even if he didn't take the fear away, like I said, I'm just still generally that person where it's like, it's always dreamer world. And I know I would regret it to see someone else in a field that I knew that I wanted to be in, and they went after that. But I'm still in a career that was never my passion, and I had a choice. Who am I gonna be mad at? Me. Who held me back? Me. Because even though that other girl or that other guy is in that career that I have a passion for, even if they're making less, even if they don't get, even if they're making less, right? It doesn't matter. They're still in a career that they felt was their dream or close enough to it. You see, none of those things held them back. And that's what I mean. That stuff shouldn't hold you back, right? And those things don't hold me back. Like I said, I've just been, through the years, I've been focusing on my spirituality. I've been focusing on me. So now that I question, or I start thinking like, okay, what's next? Physically, I'm starting to work more on the physical side of things. Yeah, no, there's nothing that holds me back. I know what I want to do, and that's follow my passion, and it will always be that. Anytime anyone asks me, I'm like, it's not what they think, right? If they're trying to persuade me into staying in healthcare, it's like, I'm like, no, I don't want to. I can, and if I have no other choice, I would, but I have a choice. So I always knew what I wanted to do and where I'm going. It just takes that time to come. It just takes a certain moment for it to happen. So that's it. And so there's no rush. As long as you know what you want to do and what direction you're headed, that's all that matters. That's all that matters. Have your mind made up so that when the time comes, you can walk through that door. So I'll leave that there. So this is more of a freelance and just discussing certain little topics that are a bit hot. There's a lot of fear and worry around these subjects. And so I'll just leave it there.